Hi, everybody. Good morning. It is Tuesday, August 17th. I'm Dave Chudowsky in for Danielle Wiggins with your 3 News Now morning update. I want to thank you for spending a few minutes with me here on the WKYC Facebook and Instagram pages. And more rain is on the way this week, and we start with Holly. Holly, what's to come today?
Yeah, pretty similar stuff. Dave, it's good to have you back, too, from vacation. And we are looking at these on and off showers and downpours, and at times we could even have a passing thunderstorm. And then in between all of that, some sunshine. So it's a very similar setup to what we had going on for your Monday. Into the afternoon, into the evening, this is 4 o'clock today. You'll notice that we see these pop-ups. And I say it all the time, don't focus so much on where the green is showing up on this map. It's just trends. And heading into the overnight and your Wednesday, more of the same. And some of this is, of course, what's left of Fred, which is a tropical depression today, but we're going to have that moisture present at times throughout your Wednesday. The great news is it does become much more isolated by later tomorrow and then into Thursday. It's not to say we're not going to have any showers around at that point. I'll get to the 7-day in just a sec. But in the meantime, for the rest of today, we'll say on and off showers. They could be moderate to heavy, and then we'll have that chance of a thunderstorm too. Highs around 80, and I don't know if I mentioned, but it's really muggy. And then looking ahead to similar weather for tomorrow, even into Thursday, before becoming very isolated Friday and into the weekend, which means there'll be plenty of sunshine in between. At that point, Dave, it's a typical August summer-like pattern, so we're going to be able to get outside.
All right, I like to hear that. Holly, thank you very much. We start with developing COVID-19 news. The Biden administration has decided that most Americans should get a booster shot 8 months after they received their second shot, and those shots could be coming by mid to late September. This all hinges on FDA's authorization. This morning, we know that Pfizer has already submitted for that approval. For now, this only applies to the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. As we told you yesterday, the first boosters will likely go to nursing home residents and healthcare workers. An official announcement from the Biden administration is expected later this week.
Yeah, pretty disgusted that we can't make our own choices for our own bodies.
Protests outside of Summa Health in Akron over the hospital system's vaccine mandate. Employees must be fully vaccinated by October 31st with medical or religious exemptions or risk losing their jobs. And Summa is not alone in setting vaccine requirements. Here's the other local entities requiring the shot. Cuyahoga County Court of Common Pleas Court is requiring shots for all employees by October 15th, even offering a $100 incentive to those who get one. And Akron Children's is asking employees to be vaccinated or regular testing will become a requirement.
Last week, a group of nurses asked for a town hall. We said, hey, Summa just mandated. Can we have a town hall? We got no response. Crickets.
And right now, there is still no word on whether Cleveland Clinic or university hospitals will require proof of vaccination. Here are the Ohio cases for today. Almost all of Ohio is seeing high-level transmission of the virus. All but 3 counties are in the red. Ohio reported 1,814 new cases in the past 24 hours. We turn now to the latest in Afghanistan as President Joe Biden defends his decision to withdraw troops. He delivered an address to the nation yesterday saying while he thinks it's the right thing to do, there have been some unexpected consequences. Right now, the Taliban has all but taken over the country. The president blaming the Afghan government for allowing the collapse while reinforcing that it's time to end military involvement in the country.
I will not pass this responsibility on to a 5th president. I will not mislead the American people by claiming that just a little more time in Afghanistan will make all the difference. Nor will I shrink from my share of responsibility for where we are today and how we must move forward from here. I am President of the United States of America, and the buck stops with me.
He also sent a warning that if the Taliban tries to attack American personnel, the response will be swift and forceful. Back home now, the Global Cleveland Organization says it's ready to help and welcome refugees who want to come to our area with open arms. President Joe CIMPERMAN estimates that there are about 500 Afghan families already here.
This process, I don't think will be as quick as it needs to be, but I think what the federal government is talking about right now is certainly making it faster than the current immigration process allows, which would be really, really important for getting people relocated to these cities.
We also spoke with a man who immigrated to Cleveland from Afghanistan a few years ago. He asked to remain anonymous to protect family who are living in his former home country.
This is the only reason that I'm worried, like in broader picture about my country and about my people, yes. But specifically my family, you know, my family, like my mom and dad, these are the people who gave up everything for.
He says families in the area are working together to raise awareness about what's happening in Afghanistan, and they are working on a plan for a protest in the coming days. There is a $5,000 reward this morning for information about a shooting on the west side of Cleveland that left 4 people injured. Police say several people were playing basketball in the street in the 9800 block of Marietta Avenue when a car pulled up and there was an exchange of gunfire. A 74-year-old woman who was doing yard work was caught in the crossfire. A 19-year-old man in the street and 2 teens were in the car. They were also hit.
Yeah, it was very bizarre, very surreal, very traumatic for everyone that was there. And I'm just praying for the family, bottom line.
New witness accounts this morning from people in line when an object flew off the top throw dragster and hit a woman at Cedar Point. Elizabeth Zinni is a nurse in Canfield and says she tried to help the woman right after she was hit, but was pushed away when paramedics arrived. Zinni says the woman was hit in the head and immediately began bleeding. She describes the woman's injuries as severe traumatic brain injury. Zinni started assisting other nurses who were in line by holding pressure on the wound and comforting the family, but thinks paramedics should have done more.
There was cerebral material coming from her skull. That's when I knew this was a very serious issue. The pressure needed to be held there, which they did maintain pressure. And she needed to be transported immediately. When we're talking about that level of head trauma, time is of the essence.
Zinni says she commends the local paramedics who responded, but wishes they had better resources to do more. We also talked to a 12-year-old in line when the piece flew off. He described what it looked like.
We were like a couple groups behind the lady, and so we saw like the metal piece fly off. Everybody was like screaming, yelling at the operator to stop the ride. It was like a big round piece.
Woman's identity or her condition this morning. We will continue to update that story as more information comes in. Hard to believe we're talking about voting in Cleveland's mayoral primary election, but today marks the start of early voting. Here are the candidates again. Former Mayor Dennis Kucinich, Cleveland City Council President Kevin Kelly, Cleveland City Councilman Bashir Jones, Ohio State Senator Sandra Williams, former Cleveland City Council member Zach Reed, and nonprofit leader Justin Bibb. You could start early in-person and absentee voting today by visiting the Cuyahoga County Board of Elections to either vote in person or request an absentee ballot. Voters will have the final say on Election Day. That is November 7th. And tonight, the City Club will host another mayoral debate. It's one of the 2 the club announced along with IdeaStream. Tonight, we'll focus on education, jobs, economy, environmental issues, and transportation. You can watch it on the City Club website starting at 7:30.
It's been an exciting 8 weeks almost, but we're raring to get home.
And home she will come. The U.S.S. Cod is scheduled to return back to Cleveland tomorrow. 78-year-old World War II submarine has been in dry dock for 63 days, receiving more than $1 million in repairs to her underwater hull in Pennsylvania. The Cod should take off from PA around 6 a.m. tomorrow. Well, I want to thank you for taking time to join me for this 3 News Now morning update. Our digital team will continue to bring you the stories making headlines around Northeast Ohio and the world. Make sure to continue to check our social media pages and WKYC.com throughout the day. I'm Dave Chudowsky. I will see you again on Wednesday morning on Go. Have a great day, everybody.